Okay, now what I'm going to talk about will seem fairly simple, but I just want to emphasize it because it makes the workflow much smoother. Does anybody know what workflow means? Okay, workflow is just the process by which you do things. Okay, you know that you can do a speech and you can spend 5 hours on it. You can do a speech and you can spend 1 hour on it. That's a difference in workflow. For my workflow, when I check on your speeches, which I'm happy to do, there's a process that I want everybody to follow. Okay. Now, what typically happens is you will have, I'm just going to show something to you as a demonstration. Okay. So here is something from a public speaking class. Now, in this case, I underlined it just because I was practicing pronunciation. We can go back to this ourselves later. But in any case, let's pretend this is the beginning of a speech. Okay. Now, here it is. It's in a word processing program, and I save it. You know, I save it as a file. And then, you know, that gets done. It gets, whoops. It gets saved as a file, so that's fine. So I have a doc file or an HWP file or whatever. The first point to remember is I must get doc files, doc or docx, okay? I do have an HWP reader on my laptop, but I don't have it on my phone. And so sometimes I just can't open documents. And I don't use Word myself. I use a word processing program called Open Office, which allows me to save doc files. In Hangul, you can save with a doc extension, etc. But the key point is this. When you go from your word processing program to email, and say, for example, you want to send me an email. So you just put in my name here and just put in, let's say you put in your name, okay? Kim Yuna. And you can put in the name of the class, public speaking, Monday, 5/6. That's a nice reminder for me because I know exactly what class you're in. And just a memo for speech or something like that. But the really important thing is I want you to go to your document. I want you to copy the text. And I want you to paste it right into the email message. Now, you can also attach the document if you want. That's not absolutely necessary in this situation. When you do exams and so forth, I do want the attachment. But in this case, the attachments are optional. But we'll put it in anyway. So we've added a doc file here at the bottom. But the key point is that everything is right in the body of the email. So if you've got an email from me in the past week or so, and I say, please paste your text right into an email message and resend, this is what I'm talking about. Now, the reason I ask for this is because when I receive it, it will come into my inbox in just a second. Can you guys see the inbox right now? Hayden, can you see the inbox of Yahoo? Yeah, okay. So, okay, there is my message from the excellent student, Kim Yuna. And when I open up the message, there's your speech right there. And it improves my workflow, okay? Because I can make, when I send answers back to the student, I can copy very easily, copy the text of the speech, put it at the top of my speech. And I can add in what I do to add in corrections is I make them in capital letters like that. Okay. And when I'm finished doing the corrections throughout the text, then I send it back to the student. Okay. And that is, it's fairly straightforward. It's a very easy habit once you get used to it. And there you go. I have another message from Kim Yuna. Okay, with the corrections. So that is the process I would like everybody to follow. And it's really helpful for the workflow at my end because I would say I spend around 70% or more of my time working directly from my smartphone and not my laptop. I use my laptop a lot too, but for these sorts of things like checking email, doing corrections and so forth, I do use my my smartphone a great deal. And when I can see the text right in the body of the email, that's perfect. Good workflow, everybody's happy. So that is the process that I would like everybody to follow. And as I also said, you know, you don't have to send me work that's absolutely perfect. Parts of it, in other words, your work, you know, I don't want to do a huge amount of editing for you, so please be careful. But, you know, use grammar check and so forth, spell check before you send it to me. But your work doesn't have to be entirely finished. You can send me a speech that's partway done, and I will check that. Okay.